computer class. Today we are going to continue chapter 14 Arrays. The objectives of my today's topic are you will learn about double dimensional array, storing values in a double dimensional array by different ways. Number 1, direct assignment. Number 2, using an array initializer. Number 3, using method argument in BlueJ. Number 4, using the scanner class. First, we will discuss what is double dimensional array. A collection of elements where the elements are logically stored in rows and columns. A 2D array is used for handling the data arranged in tabular form. Now, let us understand this concept in detail. Let us consider the room example. Now, let us assume that there are 5 stories in the school building and each story has 5 rooms. Number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are room numbers and here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These represent your floor number. We can store the capacity of each room in a distinct location by using a double dimensional array. This is the first dimension which denotes floor number, and this is the second dimension which denotes the room number. So now here capacity of floor 1, room 3 is denoted by the element room bracket 1, 3. Here this is floor 1 and this is your room number 3. So capacity of floor 1, room 3 is denoted by 1, 3. The 1 represents your row number and 3 represents the column number. So in a double dimensional array, first subscript represents the row number of an array and second subscript it represents the column number of an array. So a DDA, that is a double dimensional array, is represented by rows and columns. Now if we want to find the total number of elements in a double dimensional array, so they can be calculated by a simple formula, number of rows into number of columns. Here we are having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 columns. So the total number of elements are 5 multiply 5, that is 25. And if we want to locate row number 2 and column number 4, so here it is row number 2 and column number 4. This element represents room 2, 4. Now this array consists of 5 rows and 5 columns, so it can be declared as int room. This is the sign of the double dimensional array representing rows and columns is equals to new int 5 in square bracket and this also 5 in square bracket. First 5 is row number and the second 5 is the number of columns in an array. Syntax to define double dimensional array is type array name 2 square brackets is equals to new type rows columns semicolon, or type double square brackets array name is equals to new type rows columns. It is similar as single dimensional array, except that in single dimensional array we make the use of only one bracket. Next topic is storing values in a double dimensional array. First we will discuss the direct assignment technique. In this assignment technique, we assign the value to an element using its indexed name. For example, to store value 35 in an element with row index 2 and column index 3, you can write a statement room 2 represents the row number, 3 represents the column number, and these must be in square brackets, is equals to the value of an element. Here it is 35. At the end, semicolon. Let us understand this assignment technique with the help of a BG program. Now, here we are going to discuss the first technique to store values in a double dimensional array, that is by direct assignment. So I'll create a class named direct assignment, then double click on it and I'll type my program. So here Control A, then public class DA bracket public static void main, then I'll leave it empty. In the next line, I will declare my double dimensional array int room, then square brackets is equals to new, then the number of elements that I want to assign. Let it be 5, 5, and then at the end semicolon. Now here I will assign the various values to the various positions, like let's suppose 1 and 4 is equals to 30. Then one more I will do room. Then I want the third row and again I want the fourth, means fifth column, that is value is 55. Now I'll print it system.out.println, in bracket I will write down whatever I want to print, room 1, 4, because I want the value at this position. Then again system.out.println, then again in bracket the second one, room 3, 4, and then I will close my program. Now I'm going to compile my program. Class compiled, no syntax error, minimize it, right click, void main. Students, see that I have got the value 30, 0. Now, why here I have got the value as 0? Because see in the program, here I have written system.out.println room 3 and 4, but this value I haven't specified anywhere in my program, so it has taken the by default value, that is 0. So now if I write over here 2 and 4, then compile my program, minimize it, again I'll close it, right click, void main, answer is 30 and 55. So in this way we can store the values in an array by using the direct assignment technique. The second technique of storing values in a double dimensional array is using an array initializer. In this assignment technique, we do not need to instruct the computer how many elements the array has. For example, to create an array with 2 rows and 3 columns and assign the capacity values, we will write int room empty square bracket, then second empty square bracket is equals to, then we will start the curly brace, and then again we will start the curly brace to represent the first row elements. Here it is 20, 30, 40. Then curly brackets close, comma, then the second row elements 50, 60, 70. Again curly bracket close, and this is your array brackets that is going to be closed at the end after you have declared all your row elements, and at the end semicolon. Now let us understand this concept with the help of a BlueJ program. Here in BlueJ, I am going to create a program. Click on new class and I have named it DTA. Now in this program, I am going to use an array initializer to initialize the array elements. So public class DTA, then in next line I'll write down public static void main, then here I will declare an array variable array. It is a double dimensional array, so that's why I have used two brackets, and then I'll start with my first row 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is my first row with 4 columns, then comma sign. Now again I can write over here at the end the second row, that is 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is my second row, and this I have closed my array brackets. Now I'll use the loop over here for int I is equals to 0, semicolon I, then I will write down the condition less than 3 I plus plus. Now this is my first loop, and my first loop is for the row elements, and the second loop is for columns. For int j is equals to 0, j less than, how many columns are there? There are 4 columns, 0, 1, 2, 3. So here I will write down 3. And how many rows were there? 1 and 2 rows. So 0, 1, 2. So here now I'll do j plus plus. Now here I'll print system dot out dot println, then bracket array name array, and here I for row and j for column, and then I'll close it. Now like this. And students, note here again I will write down system dot out dot println. Now see what's going to happen over here. Here in both the cases I have used system.out.println, system.out.println, and this is for moving to the next line. Now see the result first. Now I'm going to compile it. Compile, class compile, no syntax error. Now right click, void main. See the output, it's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Now why it is not in a single row? I want 1, 2, 3 in the same row, 5, 6, 7 in the same row. So what here I am going to do, here as I have used println, so my output is like this. So now what I'll do over here, I will omit this print ln and write only print. And also I want to print all these 4 elements. So here j will be less than 4 because 0, 1, 2, 3. 4 columns are there. So j equals to 0, j less than 4. Now I'll compile my program, minimize the screen, right click void main. See the output 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can use array initializer to assign the values in an array. The next technique to store values in a double-dimensional array is using method argument in BlueJ. In this assignment technique, the values are entered by the user and saved in an array at the runtime. For example, to create an array and assign the capacity values, we have to declare an array as parameters to the main, like public static void main, and in brackets of main you are going to pass a 2D array as an argument. Int array variable name, then two square brackets representing rows and columns. Let us understand this concept with the help of a BlueJ program. Now here in BlueJ, I am going to create a program named DTAB. Okay, and in this program, I'll show you that how you can initialize an array using the method argument in BlueJ. So public class DTAB, then brackets, then here I will write down public static void main, then brackets, and here in bracket I will write down the array variable int array and then two brackets to present the rows and columns. Then system.out.println, enter the array elements, or you can write entered element arrays are then semicolon. Now here again I'll use the loop for int I is equals to 0, I less than 2, I plus plus, and for the columns for int j is equals to 0, j less than 3, j plus plus. Then bracket close. Here I'll write down system.out.print. Then here I'll write the name of the array as I have passed in main array, and then two brackets, semicolon. This is my first loop, and then inside I'll write down system.out.println to move to the next row, semicolon, then brackets close. Here I'll write down I the value of rows and j the value of column. Now I'll compile my program. Class compile, no syntax error. Now right click void main. So here I'm going to pass my values to an array. Curly bracket, then again curly bracket start. Now for first row 1, 2, 3. Then curly bracket close, comma, then second row 5, 6, 7. Then second row close, and then my array close. Then click on OK. And you will see the output 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. See, this output is according to my loop that I have entered. So in this way, we can use the BlueJ method to initialize array element. The last technique to store the values in a double-dimensional array is by using the scanner class. In this assignment technique, the values are entered by the user and saved in an array at runtime. For example, to create an array with 6 elements in a room, we will declare int room, then first square bracket representing row and second square bracket representing columns is equals to new int 2 3 semicolon. 2 represents your number of rows and 3 represents the number of columns in an array. We will do it with the help of a loop. For I is equals to 0, I less than 2, I plus plus. This is your outer loop and this loop is for rows in an array. Then the inner loop is for j is equals to 0, j less than 3, j plus plus. This is the inner loop and it is for columns in an array. And then we will accept the number of elements from the user by the scanner class method, that is next int. Now let us discuss it with the help of a BlueJ program. Here in BlueJ I am going to show you the last technique to enter the array elements using the scanner class. I've created the class name DDES. Now public class DDES. Here, as I'm going to use the scanner class, so I'm going to import my library package. Import java.util.star. Then public class DDES. Then bracket. Then here I will write down public static void main bracket close. Now first I will create the scanner object. Scanner sc is equals to new scanner. In bracket what I'll write down, system dot in. Now I will print the message system dot out dot println. Enter the array elements. Then bracket close, semicolon. Then I will ask the user to enter the number of rows. System.out.println. Enter the number of rows. Semicolon. So int m is equals to sc dot next int n small, and here g will be like this. Then again I'll give the message system dot out dot println. Enter the number of columns. So int n equals to sc dot next int bracket close. Now I will write down the loop for int I is equals to 0, I less than m, I plus plus. Then second loop for columns for int j is equals to 0, j less than n, j plus plus. Now here I will give the message what is the name of my array that I am going to use, that is int array. So first of all, for writing the array I have to declare array over here. So I'll write down int array double brackets is equals to new int whatever value variable I have taken n for columns, and then semicolon at the end. This line or this statement you can write over here also after taking the values of m and n from the user. So now here I will write down array is equals to sc dot next int and then bracket close, and here in array I will pass the values, that is I and j. Now I'll close my inner loop and then outer loop. These two loops are for entering the array elements from the user. Now we want to display the elements in an array. So system dot out dot println, then the bracket start, the array elements are bracket close. Now again we will use the loop for int I is equals to 0, I less than m, I less than I plus plus. Now the second loop for int j is equals to 0, j less than n, j plus plus. Close. Now here I will write down system dot out dot println, and here I will write array I j, then semicolon, and then again in the outer loop system dot out dot println, then bracket close for moving to the next row, and then here I'll close my loop. Here it will be system.out.print because I want the first row elements in the same line. Now my program is finished and I'll close the bracket. Now I will compile my program. Class compiled, no error, minimize. Right click over here, void main. First it will ask you enter the number of rows. Let the number of rows be 2. And then enter the number of columns. Let the number of columns be 4. And then enter the array elements. Now we are going to enter the array elements. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 5, 6, 7. So see, the array elements are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are automatically displayed as we have entered the number of rows 2 and the number of columns 3. So here are 2 rows and 3 columns. So in this way we can enter the array elements by using the scanner class. Students, do practice all these programs on BlueJ. Thank you.